my name is Nancy and I'm a teacher in the state of Arizona. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, hello, welcome. Today is going to be an interesting day because we are going to have election day in my classroom. So it is currently, it's November 6th, so it's Friday, November 6th. Election day was this Tuesday. And currently in the United States, we still don't know who the president is or is going to be. So I teach second grade and my students have been talking a lot about politics. Like they have been saying what their parents have been telling them of who is going to win, of who they're supporting. I didn't tell them anything of my opinions, just so that way I wouldn't cause any bias. So today we're going to be doing some activities. I'm going to be showing them some videos so that they can understand a little bit of the system, of the voting system. And then after that, I am going to have them vote and we'll see who will win the election in my second grade classroom. So stay tuned. Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back. How was everyone's lunch? Good? Okay, boys and girls. So today we are going to do something very interesting. So let me see everyone's hands. And let me see everyone sitting down correctly. Okay, so what we are going to do is, this is going to be a very controversial topic. Controversial, what does that mean? Controversial, boys and girls, is when people have different opinions. Like I can think something and you can think something very different. Or within you like one of the students can think something and the other student might think something completely different from the other. And it's okay. There is no right or wrong answer. It's just your opinion. So this week, for those of you who didn't know, tap your shoulders if you knew that this week was election week. So on Tuesday, it was election day. Tap your shoulders if you knew that. Tap your nose if you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so there's a few students who don't know what I'm talking about. So let me explain it very briefly. So on Tuesday, I explained a little bit and I told you that every 4 years, a new president is elected. So for this year is election year. So on Tuesday, people went out and they voted. Or there's also a lot of people who voted by mail and they send out their ballots. They get the people who are registered, so you have to be 18 years or older in order to vote. So those people got a paper on the mail and they could vote early so that way they wouldn't go to vote in person on Tuesday, because of the pandemic, a lot of people voted by mail. So what we are going to do, boys and girls, is we are going to be watching some videos so that you can learn a little bit about that. And then after those 4 videos are over, you are going to vote. But obviously those votes, they're not real. They're only for us here in the classroom. Because when you're older, when you're 18, you will vote and it will actually count. But right now, it won't count. It's just going to be who the winner would be in our classroom. Now, the first rule that I want to tell you is that I do not want to hear who you're voting for. So I don't want to hear who you're voting for because there's like and maybe you have even heard this on the radio. So there's an ad on the radio that says that whether you vote or not is public information, but who you vote for it's not. So if you vote, like, and anyone can know if you voted, but no one can know who you voted for. So I do not want to hear anyone telling me who they're going to vote for, okay? And the same thing for me. I am not going to tell anyone who I voted for, because that way we eliminate bias. Do you know what bias is? No, bias. What's bias? So bias is, for example, so in order for us not to cause bias, so not to influence what other people think, we're not going to say anything. And if you're telling me, if someone says, "Oh, I'm going to vote for," and then you say the name, I'm going to be like, "Oh, I'm not going to let you vote anymore because you didn't follow the rules." Do we understand? Okay. So it's kind of going to be like a game. Are you excited? Yes? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So I'm going to post those on Class Dojo for the students who didn't get to finish, that your parents can show them to you and you can finish. So let's go ahead and go over the voting results. Are you ready? So now remember, it doesn't matter who you voted for, and oops, hold on. Well, I mean, it does matter, but it doesn't matter if who you voted for won or didn't win. Remember that this is just this was just for us to know, so that later on when you're older, when you're 18 years old and that you can actually vote, hopefully this makes you be like, oh, okay, when I am 18, I do want to vote, because your votes are important. It doesn't matter what your ideas are. It doesn't matter who you want to win, but as long as you're going out and expressing your ideas, that's what matters, okay? So right now we're going to go over them. If the person that you voted for didn't win, that's okay. Remember that it's just here in class, it was just like a little game for us to see what their results would be. Now this doesn't matter that who we voted for is going to win, okay? So let me go ahead and share my screen so that you can look at the results. So let me share my screen. And this is what the results tell me. And remember that the results, like, I don't even get to see who voted for who. So these are the results. So it says that for Joe Biden, we had, right here, you can see on the bottom, it says Joe Biden, 56.25%, and there were 9 students who voted for that person. And then we have Donald Trump. This is the bar graph. Like, remember when we were learning about bar graphs a few weeks ago? So on the bar graph, Donald J. Trump has 43.75%, and that means that 7 people voted for him. So let's count. Let's see how many. We had 7 people voted for Donald Trump and then 9 for Joe Biden. So that means that 7, 8, 9. Only 2 more people voted for Joe Biden. So in our class, Joe Biden was the person who won. That was just the results in our classroom. Remember that we do not know the real results yet. And we don't know when we're going to know them, okay? That was just an activity for us, just for fun. And that is it for today, boys and girls. So remember that today is Friday, and that means that I will see you on Monday, okay? So go ahead and unmute yourselves in 3, 2, 1. There's no P. Who is the best and the brightest? We are. Go Tigers. See you on Monday. Have a good weekend. Bye, everyone. Okay, and just like that, we ended class. So let me show you the results. These are the results in my class. I showed them a few videos. Actually, let me show them to you. This one, voting for kids, why is voting important? And then this one. And then I showed them this one. I'll link them down below, but I just wanted to explain to them what voting is all about and all of that. I wanted them to have like a little background, so that they could choose. But their parents were helping them. They're second graders. They needed help with finding the chat box, clicking on the link, and then their parents were helping them. So I'm assuming their parents helped them decide. I don't know. And then I sent them a link. This is the link that I sent them. This is that was the only question that I posted. So I made it very easy for them. And then here are the results. So yeah, it was not very off. It was just by two voters. I could see a lot of their faces. They seemed like very happy, and then some of them were like, I could tell that some of them were disappointed. So that's that. Happy election season, everyone. Hello. Okay, so I just wanted to come here and say my final thoughts on this election day that I had today in my class. Today, Friday, November 6th. So I had my students vote. I don't know how much I can insert from what I told my students, because I don't know if I was saying any students' names. But when they logged into class, let me see if I can set you here. Hopefully that's good enough. So I can hear some teachers talking outside. So when they logged into class, I tried not to be causing bias. I explained the voting process. I showed them some videos. I didn't tell them who I voted for. I told them that the only rule was that they couldn't tell me who they voted for. I told them their votes were anonymous. I actually had them do the voting on Monkey Survey. So if you haven't heard from that website, I didn't even get to know who voted for who because it was anonymous. And I just wanted to inspire my students and to have them be thinking of this. They're in second grade, but once they are 18 years old, I want them to be eager to be 18 and to be able to vote. So that's what this activity was for. I hope I inspire them. I hope they go out and vote once they can. And it was just kind of like for fun and to teach them. Like I told them, like it doesn't really matter who won in our class. It's okay to have different opinions, and we all do have different opinions. But yeah, I think that it was a really cool lesson. I think that he enjoyed it, and the parents were messaging me on Class Dojo saying how much they liked it. And yeah, so I think it was a positive experience for everyone. So that's that. If you didn't do this, then I highly recommend that you do this in 4 years from now for the next election for your students. Sometimes we think that our students are too young. Well, my students were the ones that began talking of this topic, and that's why I decided to do that with them. So, I mean, kids surprise you every day. So that's it. I'll see you next time.